For this lesson, I am on page 9 of the textbook. We are ready to start a new passage. We ended our lesson about the seasons. We learned a lot of new things, a lot of new words. Hopefully you did well on the exam. And now we're ready to start another passage. I am still in the informational section of this book, so we're still looking at informational text. We did our story about the seasons and all the vocabulary work. We are still in that chapter. We're just looking at a new story. So let me zoom in. You can ignore for the moment this section and this one. We'll add to those shortly. But for now, we need to annotate. And remember our annotation key, we use the colors to mark up our text so that we can comprehend what it's saying to us. So I'm going to get my highlighter ready. But first, I think it's a very good practice to just read the story. Don't try to make notes, don't try to do anything. Just read the story and let the information start to sink in. So here is the story for today. It's pretty short, it's only one paragraph, but it has a lot of vocabulary. There are a lot of words in this passage that are not common. We don't use them in everyday speech. So we're going to have, I believe there are 8 vocabulary words in this passage. So here we go. The American flag. Most everyone around the world recognizes the American flag. The colors and patterns of the American flag have meanings. There are 50 stars for 50 states. The stars are a symbol of the heavens and the lofty goals of America. Stripes represent the rays of light from the sun. There are 13 stripes that stand for the 13 colonies that won independence from Britain. White stands for purity and innocence, and red signifies bravery and valor. Blue is a symbol of vigilance, perseverance, and justice. So in 2 words, all you can use 2 words, what is this story about? And a lot of people will tell me flag, which is true, but we need to be specific. Whose flag? American flag. And you can go ahead and use the word the if you want to. So the topic of this passage is the American flag. So then we want to get the main idea. This one's a little bit tricky. I don't want you to be lulled into the belief that the first sentence is always the main idea. Sometimes it's the last sentence. Sometimes it's in the middle. Sometimes it's not in there at all. You may have to write your own sentence. But this one has the sentence in there. We just have to look for it. So I'm asking myself about this American flag. And what is it that they're trying to tell me? What did they spend all this time talking about? And I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get the yellow. Let's go ahead and get our keywords. So it tells me that we have stars, we have stripes, and then they start telling me about colors, white, red, and blue. So they're telling me about the symbols and the colors on this flag. The main idea is right here. The colors, red, white, and blue, and the patterns, stars and stripes, of the American flag have meanings. In other words, the designers of this flag chose those symbols and colors for a reason. And as part of American history, we should know what those colors and symbols represent. So the main idea is marked. The keywords are marked. The topic is marked. So let me just remind you, we need to do our details, and we're using the color pink for that, if it'll let me do that. So let's come back up here and read very carefully. So tell me about the stars. The stars, there are 50 of them. Sorry, 50 stars. I apologize, guys. I got new software and I haven't learned to use it yet. 50 stars, 50 states. So each state has a star. Why did they choose a star? It's a symbol of the heavens and lofty goals for America. And we're going to talk about what that word lofty means. Let's just mark it for now, and then we'll go back and do that in vocabulary. The stripes represent the rays of light from the sun. So if you've ever wondered why they chose to use stripes, it's because they look like rays of sunlight. The 13 stripes match up with the 13 colonies. And if you don't know what the colonies are, that's coming later on in the lesson. We're going to learn about those too. And the colonies won independence from Great Britain. So this is when our country started in that war for independence. Then they tell me about the color white. White stands for purity and innocence. Red symbolizes bravery and valor. We're going to learn what valor means also. Blue is a symbol of vigilance, perseverance, and justice. And all of these are words in our vocabulary list that's coming up. So we have annotated this passage using our color code. And we're going to fill in our chart over here in just a minute, but we're on our way to comprehending what this passage is about. Once you understand this passage, I think I could ask you a year from now, what do the stripes represent on the flag? And I bet you'll remember. You'll remember the sunlight and the 13 colonies. That's comprehension. That's reading what you read the words, but you understand the meaning of the words. And this is where breaking it down with colors and diagrams is important if you have learning problems. This helps us get around those learning problems. So in the next video, we will do our graphic organizers using our text. Actually, I'm wrong. In the next video, we do the vocabulary and then the graphic organizers. So I'll see you soon, and we'll look at what these big words actually mean.